The world does not break nice men loudly. It does it in silence, one compromise at a time, one swallowed insult, one moment where you choose peace over power and call it virtue. You were trained to be harmless, to soften your voice, to lower your eyes, to mistake restraint for strength. But understand this, niceness is not morality. It is fear in clean clothing. The nice guy survives by hoping the blade never turns toward him. It always does. Power does not respect innocence. It preys on it. Machiavelli knew this because he watched men fall not for their sins, but for their softness. Kings are not made by goodwill. They are made by men who accepted that the world rewards dominance, not decency. Every throne is built on decisions that would disgust the polite. If you hesitate to be misunderstood, you will be controlled. If you crave approval, you have already surrendered. Becoming powerful requires something unforgivable, the death of who you were taught to be. No applause, no permission, only resolve. And listen closely. If this is already making you uncomfortable, good. That means part of you is still alive. But if you stop watching, that part will die, quietly, just like every nice guy does. Comment below. I do not ask to survive, because the ones who do never make it to the end. Number 1. The myth of the nice guy. The nice guy is not good. He is not noble. He is terrified. Terrified of confrontation, terrified of rejection, terrified of his own potential. He wraps his fear in politeness and calls it character. He thinks if he's just agreeable enough, submissive enough, patient enough, someone will choose him. But no one chooses the man who doesn't choose himself. Machiavelli was clear. Men must either be caressed or crushed. The nice guy does neither. He flatters, he appeases, he yields. And in doing so, he signs his own erasure. Because people don't respect what doesn't assert. They don't value what comes too easily. They don't trust what never demands. You are either an asset or a shadow. The moment you tolerate disrespect, you teach them how to use you. The moment you avoid conflict, you become the safe option, the forgettable option. And in a world that only remembers the extremes, being forgettable is a death sentence. You think mercy makes you irreplaceable? No, it makes you easy to discard. Comment below. I am not here to be chosen. Say it like steel. Say it like you've buried the version of you that begged. Stay with me. It only gets darker from here. Number 2, the blueprint for power, from servant to sovereign. If you want to stop being disposable, stop acting like you're disposable. Power doesn't arrive. It's constructed, brick by ruthless brick, and every piece of that structure is paid for in silence, in sacrifice, and in blood. You want a blueprint? Here it is. It starts with killing the disease that eats through every weak man alive, the need to be liked. Approval is a leash. Rip it off. Walk through this world without asking for permission to exist. The moment you stop seeking recognition is the moment people start wondering why they can't read you. And that mystery is power. Next, make yourself useful. Not to everyone. Only to those who understand your value. Develop rare skill, knowledge, control of outcomes. Become the man people need when things go wrong. And let them know it's a privilege to have your presence. But usefulness isn't enough. There must be a shadow beneath it. You must be dangerous, capable of consequence. Nice without leverage is bait. Forgiveness without cost is a joke. Your kindness must be paired with a reputation for retaliation. That's balance. That's power. Control your words. Let silence be your weapon. Every word you don't say becomes a mirror. People will fill it with their own fears and insecurities. That's how you dominate without lifting a finger. Speak rarely, but when you do, make it matter. Never explain, never justify. Mystery terrifies those who live loudly and mean nothing. Your presence must carry weight. Enter a room like you were carved from something ancient. Look through people, not at them. Stand as if you've survived your own funeral. When you speak, let pauses hang like threats. Don't rush. Make others wait. Weak men chase comfort. Powerful men create tension. They own the silence. And finally, boundaries. Not the soft, negotiable kind, the kind written in steel and sharpened by consequence. If someone crosses you, you cut them off like a rotting limb. No drama, no explanation, just absence. Cold, surgical, final. Let the world learn you are not safe to disrespect. That's the shift. That's when you stop being tolerated and start being feared. Comment below, I am becoming my own weapon. And mean it. Say it like it's the last part of your former self gasping for air. Because after this, that version dies, and you build something no one dares touch. Number 3, how the world uses weak men, the commodity of compliance. Weak men are currency, cheap, abundant, replaceable. The world does not fear them, it feeds on them. You think you're being good by staying quiet, being patient, offering understanding. No. You're being processed, mined for your obedience, your silence, your willingness to bear insult without response. You are raw material for stronger wills, and the world never wastes raw material. You are taught to be agreeable because agreeable men don't cause problems. They show up on time, they say yes, they sacrifice, they break their backs for crumbs and call it loyalty. But understand this, the system only keeps you alive so long as you stay beneath notice. The moment you ask for more, the mask drops, the smiles disappear, and you're thrown away like spoiled meat. Compliance is not rewarded, it's expected, and then exploited. You are not seen as good, you are seen as weak. And in power games, weakness is an open wound. Nice guys are not respected in the boardroom. They're used, they're leaned on until they break. They're handed the work, denied the credit, and thrown under the bus the second it's convenient. And in relationships, they're tolerated until someone colder, more magnetic, more indifferent arrives, then discarded with a half-sincere apology. You're a great guy, they say. That's code for, you were never a threat. Powerful men, on the other hand, are not used. They are studied, watched, feared, because they don't need you, and that alone makes others need them. You want to stop being used? Then stop offering yourself up like a sacrifice. Start demanding cost. Your time is expensive. Your energy is finite. Your presence is not a given. If someone wants access, they earn it. If they break the terms, they lose it. No explanations, no second chances. This world is not cruel because it punishes weakness. It's cruel because it pretends to value it until the moment it becomes inconvenient. And by then, you're already empty. You want a different life? Then stop being the kind of man they expect. Stop being accessible. Stop being nice. Start being unignorable. Comment below, I charge interest for my silence. That's not ego, that's survival. The world doesn't change. You do, or you get eaten. Number 4, the power of withdrawal. Control through absence. Presence is power, but absence is fear. The average man floods the world with himself. Too available, too eager, always present, always talking, always reaching. And because of that, he holds no value. He's predictable, he's replaceable, he's a background hum, never a signal. If you want to control people, situations, even entire rooms, learn to disappear, not out of weakness, out of mastery. When you withdraw your energy, your attention, your warmth, you reveal everything. You show people what they took for granted. You show them what silence feels like when it's intentional. You create scarcity, and scarcity breeds obsession. Let people panic when you go quiet. Let them invent reasons, fight ghosts, search for you in every room. That's control, that's psychological warfare. The man who can walk away is the man who writes the rules. The weak can't walk away. They beg, they explain, they overstay, they cling to situations that drain them because they fear being alone more than they fear being disrespected. But solitude is where kings are sculpted. Your silence must become your sharpest edge. When you leave a room, let the silence you leave behind scream. When you stop texting, stop showing up. Stop pouring your energy into the ungrateful. Let them feel that vacuum like a cold wind. Because that vacuum is where your value is born. You must weaponize your absence. The moment someone crosses the line, you vanish. No warning, no closure. You're not there to teach them a lesson. You're not their parent. You are power, And power doesn't beg to be understood. Ghost them with dignity. Cut them off mid-sentence if you have to. You don't need theatrics. You need precision. You need finality. Most men are terrified of being forgotten. You should be terrified of being common. The moment they realize you can walk without flinching, they'll stop treating you like an option, because only men with options can disappear and be remembered louder than those who stayed. Comment below. My silence is my signature. Write it like a warning. Say nothing. Then let the echo build your legend. To express, to emote, to process. But here's the truth the weak can't stomach. Emotions are leverage, and if you bleed in public, you invite wolves. Emotional detachment is not numbness. It is supremacy over the self. It is knowing exactly what you feel and choosing to feel nothing anyway, because the moment they see you react, they own a piece of you. You must become untouchable, not just in flesh, but in mind. When they insult you, you stare through them. When they provoke you, you do not flinch. When they leave, you do not chase. The storm outside you must never reach the fortress within. This isn't repression, it's discipline. Weak men explode, strong men calculate. The difference between the pawn and the king is simple. The pawn reacts, the king waits. People will test you, especially when they sense you're building power. They'll push your buttons, fake vulnerability, manipulate sympathy, all to get you to move. But you must be the man who watches chaos unfold without blinking. You must master the void between stimulus and response. In that void, kingdoms are made. That is where power lives. Because if they can't provoke you, they can't predict you. And if they can't predict you, they fear you. Empathy has its place, but it must be caged. You do not rescue people who disrespect you. You do not feel sorry for those who weaponize their weakness. You do not open your chest and let others feed from your heart just because they're starving. Your emotions are yours. Keep them under lock and key. Let your decisions be guided by logic, not longing. By strategy, not sentiment. You are not here to feel better. You are here to win. They will call you cold. Let them. They will say you've changed. Take it as confirmation. They will try to guilt you back into the cage you outgrew. Smile, then walk away. Comment below. My peace is not negotiable. Let the world burn. You will not. Number 6, control through scarcity. Be seen less, be feared more. The more they see you, the less they value you. It's a brutal law, but a true one. Familiarity breeds not only comfort, it breeds contempt. If you are always available, always responding, always appearing, then you become background noise. Predictable, weak, replaceable. But when you limit access to yourself, when you pull back, when your presence becomes rare, suddenly you are no longer a man. You are a force. You become something they have to earn. You must become expensive, not in money, in energy, in time, in attention. You don't give yourself freely. You ration your presence like a king rations gold, because if they can reach you whenever they want, they'll assume they own you. They don't. And you remind them of that every time you vanish without a trace. Every time you delay your response, every time you show up when you choose, not when you're summoned. Obedient dogs come when called. Kings arrive when the air shifts. Most men suffocate their own power by being too loud, too constant, too desperate to be remembered. Let others fight to be seen. You will be missed. You will haunt rooms you never entered just by starving people of your presence. That is how you brand your name into their nervous system. Not with noise, but with absence so sharp it echoes. You don't need to remind anyone of your worth. You don't need to explain your silence. Your value is self-evident when access to you is a privilege. And privileges are not given freely. They are earned, and they can be revoked without warning. That's what makes them valuable. Number 7, the art of cold confrontation. Win without raising your voice. The world fears confrontation because most men were raised to avoid it, conditioned to equate conflict with failure, discomfort with danger. But confrontation is not chaos, It's not violence, it's clarity. It's the point where power either shifts or is solidified, and if you cannot confront directly, calmly, coldly, then you will spend your life bending to men who can. To master confrontation, remove emotion from the equation. The second you raise your voice, you've already lost. Anger is noise, rage is distraction, but coldness is surgical. You speak slowly, you hold eye contact like it's a blade. You let silence do half the cutting. You say exactly what needs to be said, nothing more. No pleading, no proving, just presence and pressure. The weaker man will squirm, make excuses, try to escalate. Let him. You don't escalate, you expose. You make him uncomfortable with how still you are, with how certain you sound. Control doesn't mean barking orders. It means making others uncertain about your limits. A raised voice is a broadcast of insecurity. A calm one signals danger. You must become the man people hesitate to provoke, not because you're loud, but because they don't know how far you'll go. That unpredictability is a weapon. It makes them choose their words more carefully. It forces them to respect your presence. Never argue. Arguments are for equals. You don't argue, you state. If they disagree, let them. If they disrespect, remove them. You're not there to be liked. You're not there to be agreed with. You're there to be clear. Cold confrontation isn't about intimidation. It's about domination without theatrics. You don't shout people into submission. You make them feel like crossing you is stepping into a room with no exit. This isn't about being aggressive. It's about being unshakable. They need to see it in your face, that there's nothing they can say that will make you flinch, that you won't fight for their acceptance, that you're fully prepared to burn the bridge and walk alone. That kind of silence, that kind of certainty, it rattles people. It makes them remember you long after the conversation ends. Comment below, I speak like a loaded weapon, because when you do, you never need to shout. They'll already hear it. Number 8, dominance through self-containment. Be your own kingdom. The man who needs nothing holds the highest form of power, not because he has no desires, but because he refuses to be enslaved by them. Weak men are predictable. They chase pleasure, validation, attention, and then wonder why they're led in circles. They are exposed, open systems begging to be programmed. But the man who is self-contained is unreadable, untouchable, and above all, dangerous. Because he cannot be baited, cannot be bribed, cannot be owned. To dominate, you must become your own source of peace, of focus, of purpose. The moment you rely on external validation, you give someone else the keys to your psychology. Now they decide your mood. Now they control your value. You are only as strong as the next compliment, the next message, the next nod of approval. That isn't power, that's a leash. Detach from the noise, from the need to be seen, from the itch to explain yourself. Starve the impulses that keep you crawling back to distraction. Learn to sit with silence and sharpen your edge in it. When you stop broadcasting, you start observing, you start calculating, and soon you're no longer playing the game, you are the game. Be the man who moves alone, who doesn't beg for company, who doesn't fill his time with hollow chatter and forgettable connections. Be the one they wonder about, the one who can vanish without losing himself. Independence isn't a posture, it's a weapon. And when people sense that you are whole without them, they either fear losing you or scramble to imitate you. Stop reacting, stop seeking. Start building a foundation so brutal in its discipline that no betrayal, no absence, no insult can shake it. That's what makes you ungovernable. You won't collapse because there's nothing left to take from you. You've already stopped needing them. This world was not built for men who depend. It was built for men who stand, who create their own gravity, who can walk into any room and change its temperature without speaking. Because their presence is not hungry, it's complete. That's not confidence, that's self-possession, that's sovereignty. Comment below, I belong to no one, not even the world. And let that be the law written in your bones. Number 9. Kill the old you. There is no return. If you want to rise, the first thing you must do is bury yourself. Not the body, the blueprint, the version of you that flinches, that apologizes for existing, that waits for permission. That version is the anchor around your throat. And as long as he lives, you will stay small, you will stay compliant, you will stay broken, smiling, and enslaved. No throne was ever built by the man who asked how to be liked. Power begins at the funeral of who you were. There is no gentle transition, no peaceful evolution. Transformation requires violence. You must become a traitor to your old self. You must abandon your old beliefs like burning a bridge behind you. Every instinct that kept you comfortable must be executed. Every voice inside that whispers, "Be reasonable," must be silenced. The nice guy, the people pleaser, the over-explainer, the apologetic, self-doubting shadow of a man. He doesn't deserve a second chance. He deserves a shallow grave and no headstone. The man you are becoming cannot afford to mourn the man you were. There is no place for nostalgia. That was your prison. Those were your chains. And every time you look back, you slow down. Every time you remember who you used to be, you invite him to live again. You must learn to forget, not forgive. Forget. Rip your history out by the root. If it was weakness, erase it. If it was hesitation, destroy it. Do not carry your past like a scar. Bury it like a body no one will find. You want to lead? Then lead yourself first, away from the pit you were born in. Stop telling yourself stories about why you're broken. Start writing a new one where you are rebuilt by force. Cut ties with anyone who still sees you as the man you killed. They will never understand what you've become. Let them go. Let them grieve. Let them fear you. There is no healing. There is no closure. There is only conquest. The only peace is power. The only truth is evolution through obliteration. Comment below. The old me died screaming. Say it like a ritual, because after this there is no going back. Only forward. Only fire. Number 10. Become the threat. Make power your aura. You don't get respect by asking for it. You don't get power by hoping for it. You take it by becoming the kind of man others have to consider before they open their mouth. You want to stop being overlooked? Then stop being safe, stop being predictable, stop being a man they think they can calculate. You must become a threat, not by acting out, not by yelling, not by flexing, but by becoming the one variable they cannot control. Power must radiate off you, even in silence, especially in silence. The threat isn't what you say, it's what they feel when you enter the room. It's the tension you don't release. It's the eye contact that doesn't break. It's the fact that you carry yourself like you've already decided what you'll destroy if you're crossed. That presence can't be faked. It's earned through solitude, through cold reflection, through ruthless elimination of anything that made you soft. The threat is discipline embodied. It's the way you say little but mean everything. You want people to respect you? Then build a reputation for restraint with a hint of danger. Let them see that you're calm, not because you're weak, but because you've chosen not to act. Yet. That yet is where the fear lives. That pause, that delay, that stillness before movement. Become the man who never reacts emotionally, but never forgets anything. The man who stores disrespect like ammunition. Start speaking like consequences follow every word. Start moving like you don't answer to the world, like you've built your own order. The more sovereign you become, the more people will either align with you or fear being on the wrong side of you. That's not delusion, that's nature. The lion doesn't roar to prove himself, he roars to remind everyone. Make people think twice. Make them feel something shift when you speak. And when you're silent, make them wonder why. Make them nervous about what you're not saying. The unknown is the weapon. Ambiguity is leverage. Become so composed they question your limits. Become so cold they question your past. Comment below, I walk like consequence. And remember, when they can feel the threat, you never have to raise your voice. You are the warning.